Hi, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your June 6, 2024 new moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, and it gets this channel seen by the YouTube algorithm. So, thank you so very much for doing so. And just remember, the cards will tell you what you need to know, not what you want to know. Let's begin. I love that a whole bunch of cards just fell right out. They're like, let me be heard. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. All right, Sagittarius. We are crowned by the Hermit, which has been coming up a lot lately. So it's very interesting that this new moon in Gemini is ruled by Mercury, has Virgo energy. Virgo is shown in the major arcana by the Hermit card. Virgo is also ruled by Mercury coming forward. So there's very strong communicative energy around us, which is going to be very, very good. We should absolutely utilize this, Sagittarius, since we are so good already at communicating. We need to turn inward, and we need to take time to see ourselves, see what it is that we want, see what it is that we need, and also see what it is that we're looking for, because we're going to kind of go off in different directions or think of different things and be like, oh, why isn't this working? Why isn't that working? Stepping back and seeing what it is that we really desire is going to be super important in starting to really open up doors for us. It moves us then to the Emperor reversed. Now, the Emperor is Aries energy. So if you have Aries in your chart, if you have Aries in your life, this can be a little bit difficult. It's a time frame of March 21st to April 19th. This can also be tyrant energy coming forward, somebody who's very tyrannical, dictatorial, like you will do it my way type of thing. So just beware of that. We then have the King of Wands reversed. Now, this is us. We're represented by the Wands in the minor arcana. We are represented by Temperance in the major arcana. So the King of Wands reversed can be that we're having trouble embracing our own authority, or also stepping into our own sacred masculine energy of self. We can find the sacred masculine to be off-putting in one way or another for ourselves, or we can really sit there and just kind of be frustrated and our temper just boil over, which happens to the best of us. So show yourself some grace and some respect during this time, and know that you don't have to get it perfect. The King of Wands wants to get it perfect right off the bat. You have to be a beginner, you have to start, you have to learn, you have to gain an understanding, and that is going to be a very, very, very important thing. It moves us then to the star in the upright position. This is Aquarius energy time frame, January 20th to February 18th. If you have Aquarius in your chart, if you have Aquarius in your life, this comes through very positively during this time. The star is also our dreams. It's not the dreams that we cross our fingers for, oh, I wish for XYZ. It is our soul dream, and it is part of the purpose why we're here on this earthly plane. And we can find that maybe, just maybe, Sagittarius, our place in life is not to be forcefully seen by others, but to gracefully see ourselves. And that is going to be very important. It leads us then to the world. Yes, as we embrace the stars, as we embrace our dreams and ourselves and what we deeply desire, the world starts to open to us. This is not a hideaway, new moon. This is very much, this is what I want, this is what I'm going after, this is who I am. This new moon in Gemini brings changes. It also brings spontaneity to it. We have to be mindful not to let our hearts become cold, because we can be so analytical during this time. Also, just for the fun of it all, of course, with this intense new moon being in Gemini, that's our sister sign. Our sister sign is Gemini. We're in Gemini time period. We can find that either this time period usually winds up absolutely rocking, like being the best for us, absolutely being fantastic, or it winds up being rather challenging. There's going to be no in between. It's one extreme or another. And if we kind of like step back and look at it, we'll be able to see that during this time. The world is going to open up to us, and we are opening up to the world. We're looking at what we want and what we desire, where we want to be, what's right for us, not right for us. This also leads us then to the Eight of Pentacles. Are we really going to be interested in work? No. On June 6th, and little wiggle room around there, we're not going to be. We want to explore. We don't want to be looking at the finer details of things. We don't want to be called to the minutia of anything. We want to be questioning and seeking and, being guided by our own curiosity. So just know that We can be restless during this time. It doesn't mean we have to quit our job and join the circus unless that's what you really want to be and want to do. The Four of Swords reverse is saying we're having a really hard time resting. We're having a hard time slowing it down, turning it off, and resting. We're also having a hard time honoring our stories. Our first place to go is going to be hard on ourselves, to be harsh on ourselves, to demand that we do better, and to think that there is no reason here for inadequacy or not getting it right the first time right off the bat when you haven't ever done it before. And that's just nonsense. That's just nonsense. So just know that for yourself during this time. And then we have the Four of Cups. It's very interesting because spirit, God's our spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is going to throw us out of the place that we think that we're supposed to be. There's just going to be some sort of, I see cyclone, tornado energy coming forward. It doesn't mean that there's actually going to be one. It just means that we are taken out of what we think we're supposed to be focusing on. And spirit's like, look at this gift. Look at this over here. And we're going to think, oh, I never even thought to look at that. I never even thought to see that. I never even thought of this. So that's going to be a very big deal and a very big thing for us. So let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Oh, and if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a rose in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced on Sunday. So good luck to everyone. And if you want to just purchase a reading, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. This is authentic reversed. We need to be us, and we're having a hard time just truly saying, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I want to be, this is how I'm moving forward in my energy and in myself. Authenticity gets thrown around a lot lately, and being authentic is important, but we're also I want to say herd animals, but we're not herd animals. We're pack animals. That's it. And we like to belong. We like to fit in. So sometimes we can feel like a bit of a misfit when we embrace our authenticity. But Spirit is saying here, be who it is that you are. Stop trying to fit in to what anybody else thinks you should be, demands you should be, wants you to be. And it is very important for us to start to say, but this is me. We don't have to say it to anybody else, but to say it to ourselves is going to be super important and also super empowering. Let's see what our chakra energy is. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is clarity. This is the third eye chakra. We're starting to see things a lot more clearly than we had seen things before. There's also a lot of insight, a lot of understanding, a lot of oh, is that how that went together? Oh, that's what that meant. Putting the pieces together that really starts to open our eyes and open our world. This is the third eye chakra. And there's no blockage here. There's just a real sense of connection and wonderment and deeper understanding and deeper realization. It moves us then to our energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is the Five of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so we're rebelling against the poverty mentality, which when it's told to be mindful of, when we have it in this position, it's like, yep, I have all the money in the world. I'm great. Except in the back of our mind, we know our bank balance, right? We know that this might not be the case right now. And with the Five of Pentacles, we also have the creeping doubts that come forward that say, you're not worth it. You're not good enough. You always fail. You're never going to get to the place that you want to be. You're always stuck out in the cold. You're not going to be able to succeed. And why I say this, I know people say, Dane, don't say the negative. But a lot of times we can look at this and say, oh, prosperous. I know I deserve to be prosperous. I get that. I know it. And cognitively we do. But emotionally, we can be doubting this, or subconsciously we can be doubting this. So just being aware of this during this time, that this is something that we're going to struggle with. And this can also be because of a very domineering masculine figure that tended to hold the money, or tended to demand what was done with the money. So just being aware of that during this time is going to be super important. And also there's a sense of us, not fully trusting ourselves. We can really think that we're bad with money or with prosperity, or what we value as much as money. We're not worth it for one reason or another. And that is also going to be something here, Sagittarius, that this moon in Gemini really helps us look at, because we become so much more curious about our emotions, about what we desire, about what we want. Now, yes, our hearts can be cold because we can become too analytical. But if we don't jump off that pier with all the other lemmings, we're great. So looking at things and talking to ourselves and sitting there and figuring things out, or talking to friends, or talking to somebody and figuring it out, we're like, oh, that's how the pieces go together. Oh, that's how I see this. Oh, that's how it's supposed to be. And that starts to open up a door to us. That starts to open up us to us. And that's going to be a really big thing, because in the Sabian symbolism, the moon in Gemini is depicted as the head of a robust youth changing into that of a mature thinker. And this is going to be a time where we kind of, I pause because it sounds harsh at times, but we lose our immortality. And I don't mean that to be mean, but do you know when you're young and you're absolutely stinking invincible? You can do anything, you can go anywhere, you can, and nothing will ever hurt you. You're just invincible. You are. You're just invincible. And you're not really invincible, because plenty, of bad things happen to people, but you don't think of it at all. When you grow older and you grow a bit more sensible, you're like, holy guacamole, like, no, not doing that. What the heck was that? So looking at that this time, it's transforming. And yes, there's a cost of that transformation. There's always a cost of every transformation. And this is going to be a time where we move into ourselves and we say, okay, what do I want? Where do I need to be for me? What do I want for me? How do I master this game? How do I move me forward? And that is going to be the absolute game changer. It's going to start opening up doors. We turn inward, we quiet down, we center ourselves. It brings us to the emperor, right? We are totally done being controlled. We're totally done with other people having, the kind of the final say, or doing things to make other people happy and then being disappointed in ourselves. So we are going to see here that we are definitely in rebel mode. If we feel anybody is trying to tell us what to do or demand certain things of us, we're like, don't you dare. So just be aware of that. It's actually kind of funny once we step out of this. It's like, wow, I just really didn't want to be told what to do. Type of energy. We are also really done with tyrants. We are really done with tyrants. We had them growing up. We had them, in relationships. We could have had them, and we could have had them growing up. It doesn't mean everybody has to, but we're really done with this. And there's a sense here of, why do I attract these people in my life? It doesn't mean just romantic partners, though some of them could be, but it's also like bosses or work situations or certain things. And it's because either we settled because we were afraid, like, take a job, work hard, do your thing, type of thing, and you'll reap the benefits, instead of saying to ourselves, well, you know what, I deserve someplace that treats me better, or that respects me, or I deserve somebody in my life that treats me better and respects me in work, in home, and in just life in general. And this is going to be a time where we come to this realization as well. There's a softness to this time. As much as we can be, hard-nosed, really cognitive, puzzle solvers during this time, with the new moon in Gemini conjunct Venus. There's a softness, there's a love to us that moves us forward. There's also a fire and a fierceness and a determination and a focus that we are really not going to be held back or stopped or denied or questioned. We can be mad with ourselves during this time. And if we are, it will come up. So just be mindful of self-sabotage, but also be mindful that this little spark of like annoyance can really fuel us to achieve our dreams like tenfold. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. It really does propel us forward in the most magnificent way. With the star, we are going to see our wishes and our deepest desires, and we're going to start to see what we want in our life coming forward. And it's also the dreams that we haven't dared to dream, the wishes we haven't dared to wish, the things that we really want, but we think, oh, that's not sensible, or that's too risky, or, what's wrong with me? I have to be a grown up type of thing. Whatever it is that your soul is longing for, it's going to come forward during this time. And there's going to be this pull, this drive, this deeper understanding to lead us towards where we need to stand for us and not for anybody else, Sagittarius. The world is opening to us. We're seeing ourselves in a very different light, in a very different way. We're seeing others in a very different light and in a very different way. We're also not afraid. Even if we are afraid, if we're like, oh my gosh, this is overwhelming, this is scary, spooky type of energy here, we are opening up our door and we are saying there is so much more here to me than I realized. And it's time to take it. It's time to move forward. It's time to go after. And as that door opens, we see ourselves. As that door opens, we call forward our power. Now, Are we going to want to spend all this time at work? No, we want to kind of explore and expand and discover and question and look. So the Eight of Pentacles being reversed, it makes sense. We can be very good at what we do, and we are very good at what we do, Sagittarius. But we also we want a little bit of a break. We want to clock out of work and be clocked out of work. So just be mindful about this during this time. We want to create and we want to cultivate. We want to do something a little bit more free, a little bit more opened. So being aware of this too is going to be important. With the Four of Swords, honoring our dream, sleeping, honoring our story is going to be another very important thing. We can't burn the candle at both ends. We're going to try to not only burn the candle at both ends, but also in the middle, because we're just going to try and push and see and become and change everything, or run away from certain things. And it's like, no, this is who I am, and I'm really proud of me. And even the things that we may not be proud of, it's like, but I'm proud of the realizations I've come to, and the power that I hold within myself, and the life that I am shaping for me. With the Four of Cups reversed, we are going to get really stuck in seeing things one certain way. And Spirit is just going to turn this topsy-turvy on us, turn things on our head. And that's going to be okay. It's going to be kind of fun. It's going to be like, oh my gosh, is it going to be fun when we're going through it? No. We're going to look at something that we're being asked to do, or something that is put on our shoulders, or something that, we're being forced to look at during this time, or get done when we have 18 million other things that are more important to get done. We're going to be like, what about this? And then it's like, oh, this was a really good thing. So just be aware. Our subconscious spirit message. I love how the goddess energy is on top of the emperor reversed energy. So it's really embracing the sacred feminine. We can be having a bit of difficulty with the sacred masculine during this time. It's embracing the sacred feminine. It's embracing our love, our passion, what we desire for ourselves, what we want to move forward for in our lives. And it's embracing a softer side of ourselves that we might not always let come forward. It moves us then to our subconscious chakra energy. And this is the universal light. This is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above our crown. And this is just joy and beauty and light and success, prosperity. This is a real sense of seeing our beauty, moving ourselves forward, and knowing that we are connected to something so much greater than just us right here, right now. It moves us then to our energy to be mindful of. This is the Eight of Wands. Be mindful of wanting, oh goodness, as the root chakra falls. I'll fix that later. Be mindful of wanting everything to move so fast. Be mindful of wanting everything instantaneously. It's just not going to work out for us the way that we had thought it would. And we're going to want to speed everything up so fast that actually we're not able to enjoy it or take it in or really understand it. So just be mindful about it. Just because it's happening quickly does not necessarily mean it's happening better. And that's going to be something we need to be aware of. Our subconscious spirit message is the Four of Wands reversed. And the Four of Wands reversed is subconsciously, things aren't necessarily heading in the direction that we wanted them to. We can be having struggles at home. We can be having struggles at work. We could be doubting ourselves, our spirit within our own body type of thing. We could be looking and questioning and thinking, but I was supposed to come to the point in my life where I have the answers. I was supposed to have all the answers. And, when you're little and you look at people who make you feel safe and they have the answers, it seems so easy. It's only as you grow that you realize, wow, half the time you didn't know what the heck they were saying. And it leads us to this place where, okay, a lot is changing and we are going to have to redefine a few things for ourselves. But it's not the end of the world. And you really are quite secure and quite loved, quite cherished, and quite protected by the universe. And that is a beautiful thing. Don't be afraid of the change. It's coming. Changes are coming during this time. And I know you might think, oh, that's scary, but it can be, yeah, but it's not meant to be. Spirit's like, no, you're leveling up. You go to a new level in a video game. It's new. You have to learn to train. And that's what's happening here. All right, Sagittarius. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. And please note this meditation and healing will be accompanied by loud sound. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Sagittarius. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.